Shalom, 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 yashala. This your boy, Brother Shamu Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Satan Cometh Immediately. Right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and deep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days of mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine and this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. Mighty shalom. All right. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Satan Cometh Immediately. Right. And, this is just kind of a recap of, camp yesterday. And, it was a little young group of, teenagers came by, and, they came by before, kind of spoke to them. They're young. We expect them, to to not act accordingly, right? Then they came back again the second time. And the second time, we kind of had conversation with them, right? And it was more than what's on here. The other ones kind of, when they saw, they kind of just went, sat down, did other things or whatever, talking on the phone, the whole nine, right? But you had these few who came over here to listen, right? And just as we're bringing out the word, what happened was, let me see, we started bringing out the word, and there started to be an argument between some of them. And if you watch it, you can hear it. Like pretty much the rest of our camp, you'll hear it's just, just going back and forth, arguing, and what one thing that kind of stood out too was it's a brother that's over here. You can't really see him, right? But through everything, that brother kind of stayed. He stayed and listened, right? The brother kind of stayed and listened over there. You know what I mean? And he was hearkening, and the questions, he was really, trying to listen, and really trying to hear what was going on, but the rest of them, as the scriptures say, Satan cometh immediately, and that's kind of what happened, right? But if you watch our street ministry yesterday, you can kind of see that, right? But I just want to get a couple of scriptures, and I don't want to make this too long, right? So let's get right to it, right? This is the book of Mark, chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 13, right? This is Yahawashi. He's explaining the parable that, he had said. He's explaining it to the disciples, right? It says Mark chapter 4, verse 13, and he said unto them, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, right? And it said, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh the word that was sown in their hearts, right? And that's what you saw right there, with this, with a lot of them who were sitting out here, right? We're giving them the word, we're bringing out, they ask questions, we were going to the scriptures to edify them, right? But the counterparts that they were with, as soon as the word was being sown upon them, immediately Satan came, and it was a big little argument, to the left, and it was just going back and forth, just Jake and Eve doing Jake and Eve stuff, you know what I mean? But it's just it just shows you, the manifestation of the scriptures and, what happens, right? And it says, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts, right? And that's exactly, what was happening, But the one brother, like I said, he sat there and hearkened, he was listening, he was listening, to what was being brought out, and he was asking questions. He even knew about the MOTB, right? He even knew about the mark, and that's the beautiful thing, right? Because we know that we're not out here for everybody, right? And the Lord has only set up a certain amount of people, who are going to be able to lynch. This brother, actually kind of hearkened and, was you could tell that he was into it, while other brothers, they was trying to drag him away. Hey, come over here. Now he's like, I want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing. Like I said, we're not here for everybody, right? When you go to the book of Romans, right, we bring this out all the time, right? Romans, it says 11:7, election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day, right? And we understand that a lot of them who were up there, they were blinded, They asked some good questions, and, through the spirit, we brought out scriptures to edify them, right? And then, like I said, Satan cometh immediately and tries to take away the scriptures, and was still trying to take away, but brothers was able to kind of, talk to the young brother and show him some of the scriptures, man, because we know these things are real, and we know that this is this gives me to the book of First Peter chapter 5 verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, right? And that's exactly what's happening. We're bringing them out, like we brought out Hosea, right? And it what's crazy about it, right? Matter of fact, let's get it, right? Um the brother, let's go to, let's get it real quick. He was bringing out Hosea 4 and 6. We started at verse 1, right? And it said, hear the word of Yahawah by Shai, ye children of Israel. For Yahawah by Shai have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. It says, by swearing and by lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood, right? And we have brought that out, and soon after we have brought this out, to the left of us, all hell's breaking loose, folks getting loud and, all types of madness going on, you know what I mean? And it just proves the point of the scriptures, and that's why the book of Hosea says in Hosea 4:6, it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High. I will also forget thy children, right? And we could see it, we could see it, and it was maybe about 7 or 8 of them, maybe less, could be wrong, but even out of that, right, only one actually really stood there and listened. The other ones got caught up in the ways of in the cares of this world, and and wanted to you know attain with the folly, right? But the one brother, man, and That's what it is, right? And the scriptures tell us about that, right? You know, but our people are they're destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? What did I want? Salakia. I wanted, right? This is why, when we go out, we, people they come up, they ask questions, you know. Um, let's see, Ezekiel 3. Let's get this right. It says Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 1, and this is what we brought out too, which is, this is how the Lord works, man. We start off and the Lord manifests stuff every time we go out of camp and something is brought out, all the time. Something in the scriptures will pop up and it'll surely, manifest itself in front of us, right? So it says Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 1, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll and go and speak unto the house of Israel, right? And that's what we did. We went out, as we normally do, and we go out and we, teach, thus saith Yahawashi, right? Where is it? It says, verse 7, it says, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, right? And you looked at it when you watched the video, those who came up, it wasn't, they fell away, just like Yahawashi said about the seed being sown, and Satan cometh immediately and grab that word, right, and toss it to the side because it's not meant for them, It says, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are imputed and hard-hearted. And it's crazy. I did a lesson earlier that day, talking about what was it, Ezekiel 12. And it says, son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and they hear not, for they are a rebellious house. Okay. They are a rebellious house. Okay. And that's what we know, knowing that and understanding that, but Yahawashi told us to go out, right? We spoke to him about this being the land of our captivity, right? It says Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 11, it says, and go and get thee to them of the captivity, right? And that's what we're out here doing. We're out here getting to those, the children of Israel, those who are in the land of the captivity. It says, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them and tell them, thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham, the Most High Power, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, right? And there's many that will forbear, then will actually listen, right? And there was only, when you sum it up, there was really only, when you're looking at it, at first it was, the it was, a couple of them, right? But then they started to dwindle off and it was just only one left, right? Because the Lord is sifting people out, man, right? If this is not meant for you, right, the Lord will sift you out and get you out of there, okay? At the end of the day, right? But our job is to go out onto the highways and hedges and to preach, thus saith Yahawashi, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, right? Because ultimately, it says, let's get it, right? We bring it out all the time. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me, right? And that's what we did. We gave them warning. And it says, when I say to the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked of his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. All right. It says, yet if thou warn the wicked and he turn from his wickedness, Salakia, and he turned not from his wickedness nor his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Okay. And ultimately they don't understand that, they came out there, the Lord brought them over there, and ultimately marked them, whether they hear or whether they forbear. Right. And it's you know, this is, the estate of our people. And that's why the scriptures tell us that 2/3 of our people, are going to have to be put to death, man, right? Because of their wickedness, right? And we see, right? And it surely shows how, our people are, he said, I will also forget thy children, right? Because the estate of the youth, man, is man, is at a low all-time low rate, man. I mean, just the whole mindset of the youth, they don't want to do nothing, you know. All they want to do is play video games and this, that, and the other, right? Roam the streets, you know, and it's just madness, right? But the Lord is always, he'll get that one that wants to listen, that one that needs to hear it, and ultimately that's what happened, you know. But ultimately, this is, another example of why 2/3 of our people, man, right, they're gonna have to be destroyed. Let's get it. It's the book of Zechariah, right, chapter 13, verse number 8, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." Okay, a third, right? One out of every 3 people of you Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you of the diaspora, right? One out of every 3, right? But 2/3 or 66.666%. Hey, guess what? You're gonna have to feel this judgment here in Babylon, right? And you can see the mindset of our people, you know. And guess what? Satan is doing his job because he's going out and he's sifting and he's blocking the word from those who are not meant for them to hear it. Okay. And it goes back to Second Chronicles, because this time is coming again. Second Chronicles, verse number 13, right? Second Chronicles, chapter 15 and verse 13. Let's start at verse 12. It says, "And they entered into a covenant to seek Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai, the Most High Power of their fathers, with all their hearts and with all their soul, that whosoever would not seek Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai, the Most High Power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great," right? Whether man or woman. Okay. So guess what? That this is what's about to happen again, right? Whoever does not seek Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai is going to be put to death, right? Whether small or great, right? Famous, right? Or, the lowest, right? Whether man or woman, right? Child or elderly, right? It doesn't matter at this point, right? We are in the land of our captivity. The Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai has set up the men to come out here on the highways and hedges to warn you of death and destruction that's coming upon this place. And guess what? If you don't want to hear it, then you're going to die in your iniquities, right? Those who hearken, right, and who are diligent, then more than likely you're part of the elect and you will be delivered out of this place, right? But a majority of our people, they're going to have to feel the wrath of Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai. And guess what? Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai is not going to care, right? It said that whosoever would not seek Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai, the Most High Power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman, right? And that kind of gets me to what is that? Ezekiel. Let's go to it. Ezekiel 9. Verse 5, right? It says, Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 5, and it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. It says, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, right? And we know that this mark is different from the mark in Revelation 13 and 16, right? This is Tav, right? This is Tav, okay? Which is let's get it real quick since we're here, right? Tav, right? It says desire mark as a sign of exemption from judgment, okay? So those and basically those are going to be the ones of the elect, right? Everybody else, right? They're going to have to feel this wrath, right? And the Lord, said He doesn't care, right? It says, look, it says slay utterly old and young, right? Little babies, grown folks, old folks, your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, right? It says slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so utterly, listen, this utter destruction is coming, right? And you've been warned. Okay, you've been warned, right? But this is just a perfect example of how you go out there, you sow the word, and guess what? Satan cometh immediately and taketh the word, right? You can, you guys can go on and watch the video. Like I said, it was from our Saturday camp, where we went out, we were speaking, and we had a little group over there, who was listening at first, and then Satan came immediately and tried to rip the word away, But the Lord is doing that to sift out those that He doesn't want to hear, because He doesn't want them to get this word at the end of the day. All right. Um, so like I said, I just wanted to do this, quick little lesson. That I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kol Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, right? Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom, right? To the 144,000 men and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused. Keep praying for one another, man. And we know we must continue to pray and endure in this thing, man, right? Because we know that Satan, like Yahawashi told Peter, Satan desires to have thee, to sift thee out. Okay, so understand that. All right, and with that, I want to say shalom.